Hello and welcome to already third material about the Commands and Colors Medieval, the first expansion, Crusades. What I will be doing today is presenting to you the example of play of this great game and really cool expansion. Just a reminder, we already did a beautiful unboxing and overview where you can see all the components of the game and also some background. And also we did the second material, which was talking about new mechanics which this expansion brings to the medieval game. And there is really a lot. Today we'll be playing the game because playing the game is probably one of the best ways to present to you guys the mechanics, the flow, and so on. We will start with an overview of a scenario, of the situation, of the system we will use, and then we'll jump. And for this purpose of this overview, I'm showing you the whole my table. And then when we'll start the play, I will probably zoom in so you can see the units better and it will be easier for you. So without further ado, let's jump to the scenario description and overview. Okay, the Commands Colors Medieval Crusades expansion brings to us 20 scenarios of various size, complexity, and from the different phases of the Crusades. Today, we shall focus on Mont Gisard, which happened 25th November 1177. Historical background and then a couple of words why I have chosen this scenario. First of all, this was a Saladin's attempt to gain control of Aleppo and Jerusalem, attack both cities, while the Crusaders were away fighting or besieging our fortresses. Who was facing the Saladin? Saladin is here. It was actually Baldwin IV. I believe he was the leper king, yeah? And when he noticed the approach of Saladin, he actually gathered whatever forces he had. He brought the relic with him. He brought Templars. He brought Hospitaliers. So also the additional knights, which are which were in Templar and Hospitaliers. Let's say, for the lack of better word, group, and he was marching behind Saladin or trying, to mimic his moves, and actually caught him unprepared. And it happened actually when he was crossing one of the rivers. Baldwin IV, managed to caught up with Saladin and attack his forces. His forces, were completely, disarrayed, surprised, and it was a slaughter. The history says that Baldwin managed to kill 90% of Saladin's forces. He was completely crushed. He had to move back to Egypt to gather more forces for another, battle. But the reason why I'm choosing this scenario, okay, except for, of course, interesting story, historical story, is that this scenario is probably featuring the largest number of new units, rules, and things we can see in Crusades expansion. So we'll have Hospitaliers, we'll have the Templars, we will have the relic. The unit with the relic will have 5 blocks, as you can see. We'll have the knights. We'll have a special, here it is, special cavalry for the Crusaders. It's called, let me just double check, for Crusaders it will be Turcopole light bow cavalry, of course. So we have them here. Other than that, we will have all the rules connected to the cavalry diminished status. For example, they will not be taking hit from the infantry. Will have also feint retreat. Will have Persian shot. We'll also have the panic rules in this scenario, as you can see. Here are the retreating and panic rules are in effect for AU-bit units. Main thing is that if they are, next to the border, they do not lose one block per flag, or per not per the retreat they cannot fulfill, but they lose the whole block. They simply are crushed. Also, the AU bit will start with 2 cards, and Crusaders will have 5 command cards. The relic rule is here. Also, the AU bits will be with the bows. So, and the stream is only possible at the fort. So here, pretty tough situation for the AU bits. However, the scenario really nicely depicts all the mechanics I wanted to show to you. I believe that's enough for the scenario. Now, how are we going to play it? We are going to play it using CDG solo system. And for this, we will use the implementation, of course, for Commands, Colors, Ancients, because this is not far away from the medieval. The only thing we need to add will be inspired actions, both battlefield actions and inspired leadership actions. And I will talk about them in a moment to show you which of them both sides have. We will be using those displays here with the cards. We will set it up in a moment. We'll need to take into the consideration the difference in cards and the changing number of cards of the AU bits. They will be moving from 2 to 4. Yes. And we will need to take this into consideration. How do we play it? We roll a die, and then we look what we should do, which cards are available. Remember, CDG system is not a bot with some prescribed information flowchart what to do. It limits your options of cards you can choose, but in the end you have to choose the appropriate card. Okay, speaking of the inspired actions, I believe this is something important to look at. Crusaders in this expansion always have the same, this is not different than between scenarios. So they have a mounted charge. Mounted units, when ordered, must charge. Ordered units may not engage in range combat. Ordered mounted units in the initial close combat and battle with 1 additional die. What is important? Heavy mounted can move 3 hexes. So all those knights will be able to move 3 hexes. Foot onslaught, foot units, when ordered, must onslaught. Ordered units may not engage in range combat. Yeah, that's normal. Ordered foot units may move up to 2 hexes and still engage in close combat. Ordered units battle with 1 additional die on the initial close combat only. They can do the bonus, combat with units normal number of battle dice if eligible. Rally. After ordering units, but before units move and or battle, we attempt to rally ordered units. For each command card, you roll 1 die. For each unit type symbol rolled, 1 ordered unit of the appropriate type is rallied. Replace 1 block, replace 1 or more blocks in any under strength unit. And for each leader symbol rolled, 1 unit blocks in any unit type is rallied. This is changed from the base game because you cannot add any more leaders to the map, and you could it in the previous version. Fighting march, it's like line command, A leader is ordered along with a group of units, foot, mounted, and or leaders, that are in adjacent link contiguous hexes to the ordered leader. So maybe not a line command from Commands, Colors, Ancients, but the line command in the understanding of medieval, where you move both foot and cavalry units. The group may span 2 or 3 sections. Each unit and or leader in the group may only move 1 hex, but may engage in range or close combat. So this will be the inspired actions of Crusaders. They have also some interesting battlefield. The old ones you probably know: move a leader at the end of a turn for 5 hexes, add 1 die in your battle. In close combat, a bravery unit may ignore all flags rolled against it during a combat. No 1 flag, but all flags. This is also a change. However, we have 2 more battlefield actions of the Crusaders. Up to 3 ordered mounted units may be recalled, moved towards their baseline up to 6 hexes. Units may move through friendly units, but terrain movement restrictions still apply. Units may not battle. Sometimes if Turks or Arabs does the feint retreat and they brought your cavalry far away to the end of their battlefield, you want to save them and move them back. So you need to order them and you need to use this recall. And this is cool battlefield action. It says rally on leader. So before ordering units, one leader may rally units. You roll 2 die, a leader symbol and or unit symbol rolled will rally one block back to an understrength unit with a leader and or the adjacent hex. Pretty cool. If you push with your cavalry deep inside the enemy territory and you feel that, okay, only 2 blocks are left, I might be killed soon, you want to do this rally. It's pretty cool, probably much better than getting any other battlefield action. And here's the trick. Normally, you can play only one battlefield action during your turn and only one battlefield action during your opponent's turn, because you can only spend one token, one this inspired token. Having a relic allows you to spend 2. So in your turn, you can play inspired leadership action and battlefield action, or 2 battlefield actions. During opponent's turn, you can play 2 battlefield actions. The only restriction is that the same unit, the unit cannot use the same battlefield action twice, so you cannot add 2 dice to your roll. Very briefly now about the IOBits actions. They have a lot of them, as you can see. They have mounted charge, pretty similar to the Crusaders, but remember that they have super heavy cavalry and it will have 2 additional dice in the initial combat. They have very similar rally, I believe almost the same. Move Fire Move is a regular card, but with some twist. So ordered range weapons unit must adhere to the Move Fire Move sequence and may not engage in close combat. A regular thing. Ordered units do not have to move before or after firing. All ordered light foot units may move through a friendly unit if moving to hexes. This is normal, but this is very important. Ordered units fire with 1 additional die. So if you stay with a unit, you will roll 3 die. If you move a unit, you will roll with 2 die. This is a huge difference. It is indeed a huge difference. Any ordered units moving first must do so before any range combat. After all range combats, units may move again. This is a cool card to actually reposition your light troops. Very cool to this. Hit and run is nothing. Ordered cavalry units must hit and run. All ordered units may move first, then may close combat, and then may move again. This is similar to Move Fire Move. It's, for me, move, close combat, move. Something like this, yes. During hit and run, an ordered unit may not momentum advance or bonus close combat. It's logical. A Crusader unit, when eligible, may battle back when attacked, but only unit symbols or leader symbols. When a leader is with a unit and or military order unit will score a hit. All other symbols are ignored in the battle back because they approach, hit and retreat, but they can still take some damage. This is completely new thing, and pay attention to this, especially the battle back, which hits on the color and leader. And then we have Foot Onslaught, which is similar to the Crusaders. Darken the Sky, another very cool range leadership action. Range weapon units, when ordered, must darken the sky. I like that they write here must. So it means that if you use the inspired leadership action, you actually, if you can, you need to use the things behind it. Ordered range weapon units may not move or close combat, but may fire twice with 1 additional die. Imagine firing 2 times with 3 dice. It's huge. Each range combat is resolved separately. Units may not be ordered when in an adjacent hex to an enemy. Usual thing. Rally, as I said, similar to Crusaders, and now battlefield actions. For the battlefield actions, we will have move leader, battle bonus, and these are the same as in the regular game. Bravery, you ignore all flags. The 2 new battlefield actions are Showering Shot. Unit may battle with 2 additional dice in a range combat attack. Again, cool thing. Instead of firing with 2, for example, die, you can fire with 4. And light cavalry swarm. It might be a bit intimidating, seeing so much text. What do we have here? After movement, up to 4 ordered light cavalry units that are able to close combat and are adjacent to one unit, they can combat together. Roll all their dice, ranged and or close combat simultaneously. And of course, inspired leadership token. Now, if one or more light cavalry units that score hits on swords close combat, all sword slots will score combat hits. What that means? The light unit scores, on the swords. If it will be supported in this light swarm by light bow cavalry, which normally does not score on swords, it will still score. So if you have a combination of the regular light units and bow light units, I mean only cavalry, all of them score hits on swords. This is pretty cool. The defending enemy unit may battle back against one attacking close combat unit if it survives and remains in the hex. So you decide against whom you battle back. If a defender hex is vacant after hits and retreats are applied, one attacking close combat unit may momentum advance and bonus close combat. Those two things can be very, very powerful when used properly. And I believe it can really do some significant damage to the opponents. Now, last thing which we need to do is to set up the game. We have those 2 tracks. First thing we do, we will be putting the cards. A, B will be face up, C, D, E will be, hidden, face down. Because we have a changing number of cards. We start with Ayubids 2 cards, with Crusaders with 5 cards. The difference is 3 cards. This means that we add 1 to each slot A, B, and D. Yes? And how to really limit it then? So, the game simulates the increased number of cards in the hands of Ayubids in following way. Let me set up the Crusaders. They are here. They will have this card here. They will have this card here. Then they will have this card here, this card here, and this card here. It also says that add 1 card each to slots A, B, and D. Yes, A, B, D. So during the game, the increased number of cards of Ayubids will be represented in that way. But if we play one of the D cards, we do not add it here. If we play one of the B cards, we do not add it the second here. We'll always have 1 additional in A. Because in the end, they will have 5 cards, they will have 4 cards, and if there is 1 card difference, we only add 1 card to slot A. That's all. Now, for the Ayubids, they start with 2 cards. We need also do the setup for them. So this is it. Leaders, Clash of Shields, and then we have the unknowns. I believe for the Crusaders it's better to do it that way. And now during the game we'll be rolling a die. Yeah, for example, and we'll be looking what we can use, yeah, and we'll be flipping the cards, and when we add a card, we add it always face down. The first to move would be the Crusaders, and I believe that's all what I had for you for the preparation. Now the real game starts. Just a side note, I played Command Scholars Ancients and Medieval a lot solo. But with this, very simple, CDG system from Sztuka Joe, it really helps narrow your choices and still feel like a solo game. So it will be, I believe, cool stuff. Let me pause here. What I want to do is to zoom in on the units You might not see the cards clearly. I will be showing them to you. I will be showing the inspired actions. I will be also showing, the results of a dice roll. However, I prefer for you to have a closer look at the units. So what I will do, I will zoom in and then we will start. I hope that with such close-up, guys, you will be able to see clearly our play. Most of the action will happen most probably over here. We start with the Crusader side. They have a first move, so that means that we'll be rolling a die for them. And we rolled D and E. D and E means that we flip the cards in the slot D and E. So it will be order 2 units left, order 2 units left, or line command. None of them is sexy. Sorry to say this. However, we can, I believe, try to do some damage on some of the units and push them a bit back. I will not be using any kinds of special actions. I will do the 2 units left. And those 2 units on the left will be those 2 cavalries. We will try to push this cavalry a bit back. So what we will do, we'll move here and we'll move here. First of all, we'll attack here with 4 die, and I believe they can evade. They can also do feint retreat if they want. Maybe let's show this mechanic. So let's assume that this light unit is trying a feint retreat. First of all, this unit is rolling 4 die and hits only on the colors. Why we can do feint retreat? Because we have 4 spaces to move back. So let's do it. There are 2 hits. That's pretty powerful, yeah. Roll. They move 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we check if we will, be pursuing them or not. A sword means that we will. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, was it a good decision from the side of Ayubids? I'm not sure, because now you have the supported knight with by supported I mean with a leader here at the back of their line. But let's see, it depends on the cards. Maybe they will manage to swarm here and kill this unit. Now the attack here, 3 die from the blue cavalry. So this is this is 1 hit, and now the Ayubids are thinking, do we want to spend the token to ignore both flags? Because otherwise we move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we will die because we cannot ignore the flag. So they will spend this very precious, token. Unfortunately, they have to do it. They ignore all flags, and they will roll battle back. And they rolled 1 flag. Leader, but there is no leader, so they move 1, 2, 3. Please don't move further. I need to have this dice tower to be able to roll. Now we refill E with a face down card, and we roll now for the Ayubids. They have pretty cool card on the second slot. You remember, they have leaders on A and Clash of the Shields. Clash of the Shields could be such a devastating card for this knights. Wow. Let's see which cards they can use. They have E. Okay, let me see what that meant, because I don't recall it. Here it is. Okay. E. If there is one if there is only one or no face-up cards in the display, flip any one face-up cards face-down card face-up until there are two face-up cards. There are two face-up cards, Leaders and Clash of Shields. Play any face-up tactic card or play the lowest valued face-up order count card for any available purposes. We have two tactic cards. If there are multiple lowest count, you choose, flip. Okay, so we can play one of the tactics cards, and of course, we shall play Clash of Shields. Now, let's read it, because it might be a devastating turn for those poor knights over there, which went far away. Ordered all units adjacent to the enemy. Units battle with one additional dice in close combat. Units may not engage in range combat or move before close combat, but may momentum advance after successful close combat, and if eligible, make a bonus combat with a unit's normal number. I believe we need to do it. Because otherwise he will charge here and kill hell of us. So what we do, we play this card, and we start with a blue unit. They will roll 4 die. Now, do we want to use the last die here? No, we don't want. We might still want to ignore all the flags. So let's do it that way. He attacks here with 4 die. The first sword is ignored because of red cavalry ignoring 1 hit from the lower classes. Let's see. Red sword. Okay, so that means that we have 1 hit here. Okay, one of the knights is dying. Then the sword is ignored. The flag is ignored, most probably. We shall see whether they would like to ignore it. First of all, let's roll 2 die for the leader check. Leader survived. And now he has an option of battle back with 4 die. And they, of course, risk being, overwhelmed. Or we can take the flag and move back. I will roll here. Okay, so these are 2 hits, and the flag can be ignored. Now, another unit which will fight will be those guys, because there is a lot of them, and they suck up a lot of damage. They have 3 die plus 1 for Clash of the Shields. Wow, they rolled 2 red die. That's huge, that's gross. So what we will do, the sword is ignored, roll for the leader check. Close, and I believe 1, 2, 3, they will take this. They will retreat. Yes, they will retreat, which ends the turn of the Ayubids because they don't have any more targets adjacent. That was pretty devastating. Let's see what the Crusaders will do. They roll ABC, so they will have a lot of cards to choose from. I will show them to you in a moment. Okay, they have Scout in C. They have Order Heavy Troops, Order 3 units right. And they have Rally and Order 2 units right. You know what we will do? We'll play this card, Order Heavy Troops, and we'll not be drawing additional cards. Remember, the number of cards of Ayubis is increasing, so we don't draw additional card for B and D slots for the Crusaders. They will order the heavy units. For sure, this unit, this, and that will be enough. We will use 1 leadership token to use the battlefield action called Rally on Leader. And this Rally on Leader will be here. Let me just take 2 die and see if we can, rally something. we rolled nothing, so there will be no rally here, unfortunately. Now, those guys are starting to move forward and push a bit. We need to start pushing, yeah, definitely. We need to start pushing. There is no other way to do it. 1, 2, 3, and do we want to start moving those guys? Yes, let me start. We can move 5. And as far as those are concerned, they will move 1, 2 here maybe. They will manage to do something. There will be a lot of evasion and retreating, but yeah, this is what has to happen. Those guys are attacking here. They do maybe not even evade. No, they evade. They do the evade. No hits, so they move 2 back with their arrows. Now they attack here. They will also do the evade. Better. One is dead. And they move back. Now nothing here. Here we have evade, but we have also the partial shot. They can shoot back. So evade first. Nothing, and the partial shot. Nothing. So they retreat here. Okay. Okay, they are a bit stretched, our Crusaders, but hopefully they will manage. And now we move to the Ayyubids. Let's roll for them. What they can do? They rolled D and E. So we flip D and E, which is Scout and Leadership any section. Scout might be a good card for them. One inspired action. And they can draw 2 cards. Do we have any information how to play the Scout? No, not necessarily. But you know what? Anyhow, I believe we want a bloody bloodbath. We will most probably play the leadership any section. We'll leadership this guy. We will order these guys, and those 2 will be firing. And what I'm going to do is, yes, at the end of a turn we will gain one additional inspired token. We will not be using any token maybe for now. We will fire from those 2 guys. I'm just, wondering if not to try to attack here. It has to be quick and bloody battle. So they will fire here, they will fire here, and then we'll see if we attack somebody. So fire from here to here. Nothing. Fire from here to here. Nothing. Now the question is whether to attack. It might be a good idea if we add 1 die. Guys, remember, this is not the best strategically played game, but with a lot of fun. So he attacks here. They can ignore 1 flag. As said, this will be Hospitaliers. 5 die. So 2 leaders, sword, and flag. 2 leaders kills 2 Hospitaliers. Flag can be ignored. Sword can be ignored because the knights are a higher class to the heavy cavalry. So now they can battle back, and they will also use 1 leadership token. So they will battle back with 5. They rolled 2 leaders and a sword. Wow, 3 hits. A bloodbath. So let me do the leader check now. Nothing happens. It didn't play well for the Ayyubids, but they are getting 1 token at the end of a turn because they use the leadership in a section and they draw a card face down. Okay, let me do the move now with the Crusaders. They have not the best situation, as you can see. Some of their units are, hit, maybe they will use this, try to rally again. Okay, we rolled C, and let's see what is it. C. If not already face up, flip the card in slot C. We have it face up. Play card C or the lowest order count card face up is at A, B, D, or E for any allowable purpose. If there are multiple lowest, okay, fill in the player's card slot from the draw deck face down. That's a good question what we shall do here. And I also need to double check how to play the scout cards. I believe we'll have this not necessarily in Command Scholars Ashes, but Command Scholars Samurai Battles. So let me pause here for a moment. I will double check how we play the scout card in the CDG system. The lowest card I can order will be this. So this is another option to the scout. So we either play C or the lowest numbered, so these two. And let me double check it. So we'll be with you in a moment once I check it. Okay, after a brief delay, we come back. So how would we play the scout? If we play the scout, it allows you to draw 2 cards and choose one. For CDG system, we will simply draw 2 cards, put them face down, and when the time comes and we flip, for example, slot C, we'll choose one of them, play them, but we will not be drawing then at the end of a turn. Just we will behave exactly like we do with advantage in cards between the two sides. So we have scout or order 2 left. I believe before ordering the units, we'll use battlefield action. We will be playing scout, and the battlefield action will be rally on leader. So we roll 2 die. So you can imagine that either one of those two we would like to rally. Rally on leader, red. We have red, and I will rally those guys. I don't need to order them, of course, before ordering the units. Yeah, it says. Yep, so we rallied them, but we will order, of course, those guys, because I prefer to attack here, and this will have a chance to survive. So what happens now? We order those guys, they attack here, they will roll 4 die. So they will roll 4 die. No additional card spending, but as we used, of course, rally on leader, we will throw 1 inspired token. So attack here. These are the Templars. They are attacking the heavy cavalry. They roll 4 die, and because of a superior status, knights are superior to the heavy cavalry. The Templars will ignore 1 sword, while the heavy cavalry will not. 1 hit will be enough, and it is here. So there is 1 hit, a sword, so those goes down. First point to the Crusaders. We put it here. I like putting, the markers for the victory points on the map. It helps me to show where the action was and what's going on and where. So that's how I'm doing this. Now, leader check. Leader check. Nothing happens, and they can escape, and they will escape to those medium cavalry. Now, we can enter this hex and go 1 around, but we see that they have ambush. Sorry. And honestly, I don't want to get closer to this super heavy cavalry. That's also the reason why I would probably not do the momentum advance here. Yeah. On the other side, they will be able to hit us pretty hard with the arrows potentially. But yeah, let's leave it like it is. We are fine with this. We played the scout. We discard the card. We take 1 inspired token for Crusaders, and we draw 2 cards, and we'll put them face down on the slot C. Now we move to the Ayubids. We roll a die. Let's see what they can play. They can play C. Okay, so this again, this interesting, let's say, result. which says, if not already face up, flip the card in slot C. Slot C for Ayubits will be order 3 units right, which is not bad. Otherwise, play card C or the lowest order count card face up in slot A, B, D, and E. Okay, and the lowest order count. In the Fate die results chart, the term lowest order count always refers to the section, troop, or leadership cards on the card display that you order the lowest number of units with a board in its current state. It does not mean the number of units the card can potentially order. What cards do we have? We have leaders, and this will order 2 units. And ambush will order potentially 1 unit. 1 unit. So this is the lowest. And the lowest is also scout. And I'm wondering about playing the scout card because it will give the inspired token. So let me play scout now as Ayubits. And they are playing this. And they will get closer with super heavy cavalry to hit hard at the Templars. They will receive for the scout card 1 inspired token, and they will also put 2 cards in slot E from which I took the scout face down. Now we move to the Crusaders. They will roll for the activation. They have interesting situation. They are pressing with the cavalry while the infantry is back, so might not be the best situation, but let's see. They have CDE. CDE is a great roll because we'll be able to see like 5 cards. So what do they have? They have order 2 units left and they have counterattack. Counterattack to scout might not be the best. They have 2 units left and line command. Unfortunately, we just broke the line. That's not good. And we have a leadership left section. So there is a couple of options they can do. Counterattack, we exclude. Now, line command does not make sense. A leadership left section doesn't make sense now, but it might make sense later on. What I will do, I will move on 3. I believe I will have 2 left. So 2 on the left section. This is what we are going to do. And we gather the troops for the fight. How are we going to do it? 2 troops in the left. We may move those guys here. These are the crossbowmen. Really cool, powerful units. And we can also move the medium cavalry. I want them closer. And that will be all. And we don't draw additional card to the slot E because there were 2 cards there. Let me just think about one moment about this leadership left section. If we move them slightly different, we'll be able to order a lot of units. Let me do it slightly different, like this and like this. Why? Because now this leadership left section card will allow me to order like 4 units altogether. Now they can fire, and they will fire at the range of 3. Let me say at those guys. This is sword, so nothing. Now the Ayubits turn. They have again C, so this is 3 or lower 3 to the right, or lowest card ordering. So still ambush, because ambush can be played like scout card, so 1 unit. No, we don't want this. We want to play 3 to the right, and those 3 probably will allow us to regroup a bit. First of all, I will move those guys here, so those ignore the flag. I'm a bit concerned that they do not ignore the flag now. So I want also to move those guys here. And the fire. Those will fire with 1 die after move, and those will fire with 2 die. Let's see what will come. So 1 die here, nothing, and 2 die here, nothing. 2 blues. We add 1 face down card, and now we move here. We roll a die, and it's really important what we shall get. We get ABC. That's not bad. AB is order 2 right and rally. B is order 3 left. Not bad. Here we still have C counter attack and order 2 units left. In following situation, I have a strong feeling that playing rally might be a good thing. Yes, I believe playing rally looks like a good thing. So let me do it. We'll try rally. And let's see how many units we can get back. We have red and a leader. This is not bad. We'll get 1 Templar and we'll get Hospitalier. And we'll get back 1 of those. And we immediately will order them. And now I'm thinking just to hit whom. Those guys will come here and will attack here, forcing them to retreat. And those guys will come here and also try to push for the evade. So yeah, those are attacking with 4 die here. They of course evade. Doesn't make sense to stay. 1 blue. So they are almost dead. And they attack now here. And they should have, of course, the arrow, yeah, for fire. I forgot to add them, but we'll remember. Attack here, evade. One more dead. Yeah, the losses are piling up. So this one goes here. Yeah, this was against this guy, yeah. And it goes here. Yeah, there were 2 of those and 3 of those. Sorry, we should have it here. Yeah. Now this is correct. They cannot enter this hex because it was, of course, the evade. And we don't. We draw additional card to A slot, only to A slot. Now we roll for the IUBs. They are in pretty desperate situation, but maybe not fully. C. So we flip C, and they have first strike, and they cannot play it now, of course. And they need to play other lowest number card, so they can play this as scout. Which is good because it will give them 2 cards to the slot B face down. I can do it immediately. And it will give them 1 additional inspired token. I will put it here, although you can't use it now. And they can order 1 unit. It's a very good question which unit it should be and where they can do some damage. It's not easy. They have 1 super heavy cavalry which can do some damage, but can they kill 3 units? It's questionable. Although they can try. They will go here and they will attack here. They still have 2 tokens from the previous round, so they will use 1, and this 1 token will give them 5 die. So they have 5 die. The Hospitaliers do not ignore any swords. They ignore 1 flag because of being the order. Yeah. Okay, one more die. Where is one more die? Ah, I have not thrown it. Here's 2 red and flag. Flag they ignore. A heavy hit, unfortunately, a heavy hit. And they will use 1 token. Oh, sorry. And they will come back with 5 die. However, the first sword will be ignored by super heavy cavalry. So there is only 1 hit, unfortunately. They hoped for more. And this 1 hit causes the leader check, of course. Nothing. A pretty dire situation. Now, what will Crusaders do? They have D and E. D and E allows them to do the line command and leadership left section. And this is a good question what to do with them. Die with a vengeance. Kind of a good idea. Let's do leadership left section. We order those 2 units, and guys, this is going to be now a killing spree, which can end up badly. Those 2 units are ordered. That one comes here. That one comes here. We need to do it. There is no other way. Yeah, simple, like that. First attack is here. Do we want a first strike? No, does not make sense. We just roll 4 die. We are dead. This is another token. They go here, here, and they attack again. Now against those 4. Do we want first strike? Don't believe that makes sense. So a flag, which can be ignored, and now it's maybe good time to spend 1 token to ignore the flag. Take 1 hit for the green and come back with 2 die against those knights. Nothing. Now those guys will attack here, and now indeed we will do first strike and we'll draw face down card. First strike. They will attack the blue, so anyhow it's free. So those guys are rolling 3 die. Let's see. Yeah, there is a blue. Hospitaliers are dead. Unfortunately, they are dead. At the end of the turn, because we didn't use any inspired action, we are getting, 1 token. Maybe we could use rally. Maybe it would be better. We didn't do it. It's too late. Now we roll for Ayubids. They rolled CDE. So they will have some option. They have mounted charge. They have leadership center section. And they have also blue and first strike again. Okay, they will choose mounted charge. So order 3 or fewer mounted units in 1 or more sections. They will fight with 1 additional die in the first round of battle. Super heavy will fight with 2 additional dice, and the red can move to 3 hexes. So how will we do it? We'll move those guys here. We will be attacking against this blue. Those red will go here against those guys. And the last blue... No, there is not good way. Not good space, actually. For more mounted charges, because those potentially can help here if it does not work out. So we start with a very important attack here. This is 6 die, and we don't have any first strike, anything like this on Crusader side. I forgot to draw one card for them. So 6 die. They don't ignore the swords. Let's see. This is red. This is sword. This is leader. Those guys are dead. Unfortunately, those guys are dead. Another victory point for Ayubids. Now leader check. Nothing. And now leader escape, and this will be tricky. Where to go through? This is 4 die. Yeah? And this will be 3 and 2. So let me try here. Oof, they managed to escape. So this will be 1, 2, 3. Doesn't make sense too much, but yeah, let's see. Maybe they will manage to escape. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now those guys are attacking here. 3 plus 1, 4 die. Okay, a sword, and I believe it's time for Crusaders to use an Inspire token to ignore all the flags. This is what they will do, and they will battle back with 3 die. And they scored 0 hits because there was no leader nearby. Now, this is a good thing. What they should do? Probably attack the leader anyhow with a 4 die, who will be evading. And he is dead, unfortunately, this time. But they cannot enter this hex. The situation changed completely from 2 to 0 to 2 to 3 for Crusaders. Let's see what, if anything, they can do. The best thing would be to have a counter-attack, of course. For this, they would need C. They have A and B. A and B is order 3, order 2, order 3. None of them is perfect. 3 here, 3 here. Not good situation. What would be the best way to play now? I believe we need to push a bit, and I will play 3 on this flank, and I will activate this cavalry, and this cavalry will start smashing the enemy. There is no other way to do it. Those knights comes here. Those goes here. And Turkopol, they move, I believe, 4 hexes. Have not played with, yeah, they move 4 hexes. So if they move 4 hexes, they can actually attack here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So what we do? We attack first here, evade, of course, because otherwise it might end badly, but with a Persian shot. So 3 die roll. 1 green. It was good decision to do. No, this is blue one. So there is no evasion. I'm sorry, guys. So there are 2 hits here, and they can come back with a 3 die. Okay, let them try to do it. 3 die. I thought it was a green. Nothing. Now this leader can attack them. Yes, let me attack them. They will evade with 4 die. No hit. They are here. And those attack here, and I believe those guys can also evade Persian shot. Okay, they can evade with a Persian shot, so they will have Persian shot against Turkopol They didn't hit, and now those guys are firing, and in the close combat they have to die. And one green, and they evade here. Okay. Changed a dynamic a bit. It was not necessarily what they wanted to do, but as much as they could do. Now, Ayubids, what they will get? That's very interesting. They have A on B. They have leaders, they have forward, and they have again ambush. Wow, what a cards. I believe playing forward 2, 2, and 2 would be best for them. They will get here in order to kill those guys. One is from the center, one is from here, and we will of course move heavy here to hit also a bit. So these are two. One here. Let me just position those guys here. Now that side, they will probably would like to regroup a bit in order to ignore flags. This goes here, and those guys go here, and attack against fort, if I'm not mistaken, would be like two dice, no more. Okay, where are the attacks? First attack is here, 3 die, 2 flags and 1 leader. Do we want to use the last and final of those? Let's use it. 1 hit, but we battle back. We battle back with 3. Let's see. 2 blue. That was a powerful comeback. Leader check now. Nothing. In Napoleonics you would get the hit. Now those guys are attacking here with a 3 die. That might be end of them. 2 swords. That's actually end of them. Another victory point here. They go here and here and stay here. Okay. And now those guys are attacking here. Partial shot first, and they will escape. Partial shot, no reds, and now evasion. 1 hit is here, and they escape here. Good turn for Ayubids. They have already 1, 2, 3, 4 points against 2 Crusaders, but maybe Crusaders will get a bit lucky now, because they are rolling a die, and if they can get a counter attack or some other cool stuff. D and E. Okay, they have fire and close, which is not bad, and they have a line command, which is not so sexy at this moment in time. Fire and close. Order a group of units, foot, mounted, and or leaders. The group must be in adjacent link contiguous hexes. Yeah. Each unit and or leader may only move 1 hex, and then may engage in range combat or close combat. So, question whether it will be something good for the Crusaders. Order a group of units, foot, mounted, and or leaders. The group must be in adjacent link contiguous hexes, which may span 2 or 3 sections. This will be line command. Sorry, this is line command. This is not fire and close. I took the wrong card, guys, and read to you. Issue an order to 4 or fewer units with ranged weapons in 1 or more sections, not adjacent to an enemy unit or leader. Ordered units fire before movement with 1 additional die. After all ranged attacks, each ordered unit may move up to 2 hexes to close on the enemy unit that is targeted. I believe we will use it. Whom are we going to order? We are going to order definitely those guys. Now, definitely those guys. Definitely those guys. This is already 4. And we don't have many more who are ranged. No, that's enough. Okay, so what do? We'll start firing, and the first fire 3 units, I believe that's maximum we can do. Those guys will fire with a 3 die against those, and they hit on swords. Yes, they hit. There is a 1 sword hit. Good. We have now leader check. 2 die. They survived, and they can close on them. Now they fire here with a 3 die. They simply hit on the blue ones. And we have blue, and that means this unit is dead. This is another victory point for the Crusaders. And they roll 1 die for leader check. Wow! It's actually a hit. Another point for Crusaders. They can close on them. Oh, now we have this missing, Now, let me close. Oh, they are eliminated actually. Now, those guys can fire 2 with 3 die against those. This is a blue, so this is a hit. They will close here, and they will attack once again with a 2 die. And they kill on swords, so another hit. Now battle back from this unit. No hits, because there is no leader. Can we attack them? I don't believe we want, actually, to do it. That's completely okay and enough what we have here. Fire and close was much better than we expected. Now, what Ayubids can do? We are pretty close, 4-4. I was not expecting such a close game. Honestly, this is much closer than I thought, but that's good. That's the beauty of this game. Let me now roll for the Ayubids and what they will do. Let me move it a bit here so you can see my rolls better. Ayubids have C, or the lowest order. Mounted charge again. Really? You're joking me? They have perfect rolls. Now getting the relic would be nice, but it's not easy. We have 3 units to be ordered. This super heavy cavalry is such a tempting thing. So those guys will move here. And then super heavy can attack from here. Yeah. Those 2 units. Whom else? It's pity the Crusaders did not manage to finish off those guys. It will really change a lot. Here we have a tough situation. It would be nice if we can start moving those guys here, but as you can see, it's not so easy. But we can always move those guys here and attack here, because there are no inspired tokens on the Crusader side. So, first attacks first. 6 die against those poor crossbowmen. 1 hit, 2 hit, 3. They are dead. Yeah, simply they are dead. Okay, they go here. Do we want to attack with them uphill? I believe we might, so let me attack with them again. Let me move it here. Not much happening on this side at that moment in time. So let me move it here. They attack uphill 2 die. They roll the blue. Now they come back at them with downhill is 3 die. A sword is ignored, and also we ignore the flag. Now those guys attack 2+1 because it's the first round of a mounted charge. they rolled a flag and a leader, so they will move here. They jump here, not around, and now only with a 2 die against them. This is another hit, and they will come back with 2 die uphill. Nothing. Okay, we will move our dice thrower here. We will need it here. So 4 die. Guys, completely historical result. 2 leaders, but there is no leader here. So they come back with a 3 die. Remember, 4 die because they have mounted charge. 2 flags. Do you want to ignore them? Yes, we want to ignore them because otherwise they will be dead. The situation we have now is a pretty non-standard, but of course, to a large extent, that stems from the fact that I'm playing solitaire, and this is a kind of a game where I would like to do some examples and so on and so forth. So that is why you can see it that way. Now, what the Crusaders will have, that's important. But I said this so many times that probably you might think I'm repeating myself. A and B, they have order light troops, order 3 units left, and 2 units right. I still believe 2 units right would be the best, although they still have this counter attack on C and they cannot roll it. So 2 units here. What it will be? It will be this unit. It's a good question how to get as many as possible of them. I still believe this would be nice to attack that way. What we are achieving here with such roll, we try to kill 2 units. We have retreat and panic rules. Just a reminder. The opposing player rolls 1 die for each hex of retreat movement the retreating enemy units make. Only the number of hexes actually retreated are counted. We actually forgot it during this play. However, we remember that when in fact a unit that retreats onto its baseline row of hex and still has additional retreat movement to be completed, instead of losing 1 block for each retreat hex, he dies. So they will be dying here. We didn't have too many retreats from Sassanids, unfortunately, but we need to remember that after each retreat they will lose 1. They will roll one die. 3 here. We don't have inspired tokens, unfortunately. Okay, 2 blue and a leader, so this is a kill. They enter here and they will roll against those guys 3, and they can come back here, so they can also get some hits from the leader. So 3 flag, and how much is on flag for the blue? I believe 1. I believe 1 medium infantry, retreat, 1 hex. So the blue and the flag means 2 hits, and they come back with a 3 die. Flag leader, no leader, but the flag 1, 2, 3. Now they attack here with a 4 die. I are getting close to the victory. Flag and a blue, which means they are both dead. You see, only 1 more victory point and they will win. So they get here and here, and they will attack against this. Against this woods. So what will happen now? If they roll a flag, they will win. Barely, but they will win. Because they cannot ignore the flag and they have no tokens to spare. So if they roll something else, the game will continue. Okay, so let me roll. Okay, so let me roll. 2 greens. Okay, so let me roll. Let me roll. A flag and a red. So let's assume. Let's assume they cannot retreat, and they will score a point, and they will get into the forest. So let me now put nicely all of those victory points, because we are ready for conclusion. So guys, this was presentation of the Commands Colors Medieval, the Crusades expansion. We're playing pretty interesting scenario, which came to a much closer result than I would expect. We're playing using a card-driven game system from GMT Games. Very cool game with Hospitaliers, with a Templars, with a heavy cavalry, super heavy cavalry, with a knights, with crossbowmen, with a relic. It was pretty dangerous when those guys getting here. I wanted to show you the flow of the game. I wanted to show you what new mechanics we have here, and also get you interested in this game. Hopefully I manage. I really believe this is one of the better expansions to Commands and Colors game. Really brings a lot of new stuff, and really is refreshing. Yeah, I encourage you, if you have not played Medieval yet, to definitely get this game, and also after playing the base game, get into the Crusaders. Really, really enjoyable. That's all for today. Sorry for any mistakes I could make during the play, especially with the retreat and panic rules. Still learning these new rules, although I believe that we get pretty just results, 7-5 for the Crusaders, although it was much closer than one would expect. That's all for today. If you like this video, do not hesitate and give a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more content like this, kindly please subscribe. That's all for today. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you for being with me. Bye.